So I checked my bank account today, and I saw that I got a couple hundred extra dollars put in it because of the Prosper lawsuit that was won, and now they're actually making payouts on what they agreed to. So that's pretty nice. That'll help put a little more gas in my tank. Wow, this lawsuit was long drawn out. Um, I was notified by 2010 that there was a lawsuit pending. That was 4 years ago. I invested in Prosper back in 2008 or so, and yeah, now the payouts are coming. The payout came. They This happened during the housing market crisis, and they just I mean I did sign something that said, I'm taking a chance, if I lose money on this, it's on my own decision. um but the argument, I believe, came about that the rating system was flawed. Even though the stock market crash was really hard to predict, I mean, ratings were still being fudged a little bit for personal loans and stuff. I believe they used Experian, and then by about 2009 or so, Prosper decided to switch over and do their own rating system, so that they have their own system. But by then it was too late. The lawsuit had a time frame from 2007 to 2008 or so, for people who lost money on that because of the flawed rating system. Prosper was pretty new back then. I don't know when it started exactly, maybe 2006. But they didn't have a great rating system. It would inflate the ratings for people who wanted to get loans. I mean, that stuff is going on today, even in banks. I was just listening to an NPR podcast, Most Emailed Stories, and they talked about how the government federal regulators are going soft on, like, J.P. Morgan or the major banks, about how they're handling their finances. They barely questions how they are not keeping with the guidelines, like keeping a cushion, a money cushion, a bit of money, like as an emergency in case there's a crash of some kind again. J.P. Morgan may not be keeping as large of a cushion as they should, and the government regulators, since they see each other all the time and they're buddies, they're going a little soft on them. And they're supposed to be, like, the federal regulators are supposed to be fighting for regular individuals. So that's kind of the case that was going on, I believe, with Prosper and the regulator and the people who gave the ratings for people who wanted to borrow money. They were going soft on potential borrowers a little bit, allowing some people who shouldn't have been able to get an A rating, maybe drop them down to a B rating instead. It was subtle, but it was enough for guys like me to lose money on those type of investments. When I thought it was more of a sure bet, it turned out it wasn't. It was a lot of bad ratings, and then the bad ratings caught up with them when the housing market crash came, and they weren't able to pay. So the people left losing out a lot were the investors like me, and that was tough. It definitely it hurts. But now 6 years later, I'm receiving payments now, and uh, it's not going to be a lot. It's not like how I would have made money back if the ratings were actually good, if I invested in the right people. But it's a little something back. A lot of people lost out on this.